Hey everybody, it's Aquila, and this is episode 130 of a Lefty Knitter podcast, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland, with my husband, my kids, my cats, and all the yarn. This is a episode, it's always an episode. This is a podcast about my knitting and crafting adventures, and I record throughout the week, and I lump it all together and I post on Saturdays. So I appreciate everybody who's been commenting on the last episode, and yeah, that's super exciting for that. And thank you to everybody who comes back every week and watches and comments and just is very uplifting. I've said this over and over again, I say it in a lot of episodes, that this community is pretty awesome. So yeah, I finished that witch doll that I was making for Hazel. Now, if you don't know, and this is your first episode, I have a circular sock machine. It's an Erlbacher Gearhart Speedster. I have a 64 stitch and a 72 stitch cylinder, and I do sell some things on Etsy, so you can always go down to the links below and check that out if you're interested. But recently, I've been watching Andi, the Knitress, and I talked about her in the last episode, and she has been making some really fun dolls on her machine. Now, I had made a doll on my Addi, which I have the Addi king size, the big plastic machine, and I made a doll on that once, and let's just say she kind of isn't as well defined. Now, Hayes loved her, that's my daughter, and so when I made her another doll, she loved her too. And then when she was like, do you think you could make a witch? And I was like, heck yeah, I can try to make a witch. So I tried making a witch, and I showed you her unstuffed last week. So now she is completely stuffed and finished. I had just bought some safety eyes from Michael's. Joann's only had like black ones, and at least they had brown. I don't think I got these shoved in far enough, but you know what? It works. It's fine. And Hayes loves her too. So Hayes dictated pretty much all the things about her, except for let me preface it. I wanted to do the stripy stockings and stuff like that. She didn't really have a choice in that because I had already started making it. But then she told me she would like a purple hat and blah, blah, blah. So she wasn't even going to have a mouth because I was like, oh, she looks really cute with just the eyes. And then Hazel wanted a mouth, so I had to put a mouth. But let me show you. So this was made on my circular sock machine. All is one piece except for like the hair and the brim of the hat. So she has black shoes. She has fun orange and white stockings and some green bloomers. So her dress was all done on the machine too. And it's just a technique called a roll top. And there's hair all in it. Hayes has been sleeping with her. And so the dress can move up and down up to the waistline, which is where it's hung again, like a hung hem. And you put in these lines here to define the legs and the arms. And so Hayes also decided that she wanted blue and purple hair on her doll. I wanted to unravel each strand and make it like, woo, frizzy, crazy hair. Hayes didn't want that. And I did a really elongated pointy toe on my machine, or heel, whatever, heel or toe, it's either or, right? So I did that to make the hat. And then I was struggling trying to figure out how I was going to do her brim, because without it she kind of looked just like an elf or something. So I crocheted a chain long enough that would go around the perimeter of the hat, and then I just did a few increases on like 2 or 3 rounds, and then I sewed it on with the tail. I left a long tail because I knew I was going to sew it on with the tail, so I left a long tail when I cast on the chain. But yeah, so she's super cute, and she's got like safety eyes and red lips. Hayes wanted green at first, and I was like, oh, Hayes, can we just do like pink or whatnot? And she's like, okay. She's pretty easygoing, unless it's like really, like she'll hold fast on her ideas, let me tell you. So yeah, this is her witch. Now, if you saw her green doll is only like this tall. I knew I wanted to make the witch taller because I wanted her to have like really long legs and just really long in general. Because I wanted her to have like really long legs, which I definitely did really long legs. I think that looks super cute. So there you go. That's what I've made. I've been working on John's pants. I'll show you those. Let me pause. I'll show you now. Okay, so if you're new to this episode, John wanted a pair of crochet granny square pants. And he put a call out to the internet and they responded and we got a bunch of squares and I only had to make a few and that was awesome. So I have now sewn up all the squares and this last step was not last. I'm not done yet. I also have the Addi 22 pin machine, which it makes a smaller tube. And I knew that would be kind of a cool idea to make for the waistband of the pants. Now, it's not fully closed yet because I had to put the elastic in it, and I just did that yesterday. So I made the waistband. It's a tube on my machine. It's 22 stitches around. It's like pretty perfect for this, I think. I pinned it. So it's 8 squares around. So I pinned it in half. I pinned the front in the middle. I pinned the back in the middle. And then I counted how many rows and divided that by 4 squares, 3, no, before, to get where I should pin it here. That way I knew I wasn't going to have a bunch of stitches on this or a bunch of stitches on this that I had to make up for when I sewed it together. So it's just kind of like, you can't even tell how I sewed it on. So here's the edge of my granny square, and then I just picked up the same row all the way around, and I did kind of like a, what is that called? It's not a mattress seam. I did not do that. It's just where you're going like this through the 2 fabrics, the top and the bottom. What is that called? There's a name for it. I don't sew a whole lot, so it'll come to me, or I'll remember and I'll put it there. So that got done, and then I put the elastic in it, and then I had him try it on, and we pinned it. We pinned the elastic where it was comfortable and tight, and then I just sewed that on. I could have pulled my machine out, but I wasn't going to do that. And I know I've made other things with elastic before. They tell you to like do X's, like go around, do X's like that, and that holds it the best. I don't know. So yeah, so now it does have that in it. I need to sew this up, but still leave a tiny hole in the front because for extra precaution, John wants me to make a drawstring also, which I have just made a chain and then did a single crochet down the whole length of the chain. And this will go into the waistband of the pants also for him to tie to make sure they do not fall down. So yeah, these are, and I also have now, I pinned, like the legs together where the squares meet so I can start fully seaming that up. They're almost done. They're almost done. There's a picture in the stories of his stories and my stories of him wearing them with them not like fully done up, but that's what I have for you right now. That's it. All right, it is Monday. I didn't mention that. I always do the date August 23rd. Monday, August 23rd, 2021. So I'll see you guys in the next clips. All right, bye. Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, August 25th. Do you know what the 25th is of August? It's my kitty cat's birthday. He's not in here. He's sleeping somewhere. Vaughn. I'll insert picture. Yeah, so we got him and his sister from a pet store, like a mom and pop type pet store. So this older gentleman had taken in a cat, and they had kittens, and he decided to keep the mama and one of the babies, but he couldn't keep all of them. So this local little mom and pop pet store had taken them in, and my mom had went in there, saw them, asked me if I wanted them, and yeah, that's the story. So we lost Roxy, like 3 years ago now, to cancer. Bud is awfully skinny. He has issues too. He's got health issues, but, you know, even with all the vomiting, I still love him. He vomits a lot. Kidney issues and other stuff. And he's never, like, tried to go for human food, and now he wants to lick everybody's plate. And that's how Roxy got really close to the end. So it really is kind of, like, startling that he's, like, trying to not steal food. I mean, she would steal food. I guess the cancer was just so bad. It was, like, she was just hungry all the time, and she would get on the table. She would steal whole pork chops. So I hope we're not at that point, and I don't think he has cancer, but we haven't had x-rays done on him in a while. And I mean, he could, I guess, but now I'm going to get emotional about that. I'm already anxiety ridden and emotional with Hayes going to school, and mom problems. Okay, let me talk about something I won. Ready? So there is a podcast called Soxynana Alice. I'll insert a screenshot of the YouTube channel. And so Alice lives in, I can't remember where, and Canada's huge, and I'm sorry. But she has a beautiful, like, property where she has, like, a camper or a trailer, I'm not quite sure, and it's, like, kind of like a second home, and it's beautiful. And so she takes you on adventures, and there's wildlife and everything, and it's amazing. It's so amazing. And I love listening to her because I love hearing her accent. And in just a couple episodes ago, she was doing all this fun dyeing with, like, candy and Kool-Aid, and that was awesome. And I didn't realize how hard Kool-Aid was to get not in the United States. It's probably so terrible for you. I remember growing up, my mom made us Kool-Aid. Me Kool-Aid. I'm an only child. Made me Kool-Aid. And when my cousins would come over and have the Kool-Aid my mom made, they would be like, "Ew, this is weird." Well, my mom used to water that shit down, which I'm glad she did, because you definitely didn't need that much sugar in your life. So I was used to it. Other people weren't. They're like, "Why does it taste so funny?" Okay, back to Alice. She makes these. She does not sell them currently. So she could in the future, but I'm not sure. Right now, it's a no-go. She's not selling them right now. Let me get out a circular needle because I need it to show you guys. All right, just grabbing one of my circular needles. She makes these needle cozies, and they're so cute. They're so simple and so effective. Now, I keep all mine in my packages, but I have some loose ones that I don't have. And actually, it would be nice to keep, like, ones I'm using in these in my bags. So you take your needles like this. Oh, let me show you. So I won 2 in the giveaway, and they're super simple. There's a snap, and you unsnap it. And I can't see what I'm doing, so that's awkward. You put your needles down in like that. Then the flap goes over the cords, and it snaps, and it keeps your needles all together. Now, she showed her, like, knitting cart in one of her episodes, and she has a bunch of them all, like, hanging by this little thing on, like, a ring, and I thought that was genius. The only difference would be, like, I might take, like, a paint marker or a fabric marker and put the size there if I had a bunch of them. Like, if, like, that might be something she would want to do for herself. because then she can put the size in there. That way she knows exactly what they are. But aren't they genius? She said they also work with smaller needles. I haven't tried that yet, but yeah. Isn't that cool? I could have wound that a little tighter, but perfecto. Thank you. Yeah, so right now the only way you can get these is to follow Alice, watch her podcast, and she randomly does giveaways. So I think that's awesome. I love when people just do random giveaways because you just don't know when it's going to pop up. And honestly, like, if you announce a giveaway at the end of your podcast, some people don't watch that far. So you're seeing who watches your podcast the full amount of time. There you go. I totally forgot that I blocked that shawl. And yes, blocking makes a huge difference. So let me show you. This is the Shift by Lisa Mutch. M-U-T-C-H, I believe. Now I'm questioning myself. It'll be down below. Everything's always down below. This blocked out huge. It was so hot the other day. I hurried up, got this in some water, and blocked it outside, and it was dry in no time. So, this is supposed to be a DK weight, 3 colors, and it's separated by these eyelets. I decided I was going to try something different, and it didn't really work out because I totally forgot I had already used this orange and something else, so my numbers didn't work, so I had to bring in a 3rd color, but I was holding fingering weight double. And what I was going to do was just use 2 fingering weight yarns. The first section being holding color 1 together as a double. Then the section 2 was going to be color 1 and 2 held together. And then section 3 was going to be color 2 held together. Yes. So that way you could use 2 random fingering weight yarns. Now, you could do that with a lot of shawls. Just think about it. Way to use up the single skeins you're not sure what to do with, marl it with another one. Just saying. Okay, it's huge. It is huge now. Like, I am not even holding the tips and the complete ends, and I am stretched all the way out. So I think it turned out pretty awesome, and I am really happy with it now. So apologies in the last podcast for being a Debbie Downer. It's probably not a good usage of words because then all the Debbies in the world. For being whatever about it. But it turned out to be awesome. I love it. Colors are crazy, but you know what? Sometimes, well, lots of times I just don't match. But I thought it was a perfect way to use up this yarn. So let me tell you the yarns real quick. I'm already at 8 minutes. Ugh, and I had one more thing I was going to show you guys. Maybe I'll just wait till the next clip. So the first color, which I used all of, is Turtle Made. No colorway name. It was just, I've been calling it Safety Cone Orange, but it's like a neon orange. It's like really bright. So I had used some of this and totally forgot I used it, and that's why my numbers got completely off. But that's okay. Then the second color was, and I still have some of this left. So this was the second color. And this was Snallygaster Fibers. And this is called We Should All Be Feminists. This is a local dyer to me. So that was the second color. That was a single ply. And then the third color was Nitpick Stroll, and I think it was called Pansy, and it's this color. So you can tell where I started holding, you know, this double. I only, got to hold the first color and this color for the tiniest little bit. Then it was color 2 held together here, and then color 2 and 3 held together all throughout the last bit. So I still think it turned out really awesome. I'm really happy. So thank you to everyone in the comments that was like, just block it and then make a decision. Y'all were right. And I knew I needed to block it, and it just really grew a lot. I was actually surprised at how much it grew. So, yay. There you go. Finished object. Now I need to get pictures of it. I hate taking pictures of shawls because I feel like John doesn't always get the right angle. Hayes is a little too young, and I'm like, my arm can only reach so far. I put it on my little tripod sometimes and take pictures. Maybe I'll do that. All right, so stay tuned for some finished objects pictures on Instagram, and happy birthday, bud. I gotta go find you and get you some treats. He'll love that. All right, till the next clip, bye. Okay guys, let's round up this video. We are camping at the Gettysburg RV farm, and it is a real working farm. Every day on the weekends you can go, and they have an area that you can pet the animals, but all the animals are in paddocks, so you can technically walk up to them. If they want you to pet them, they'll come to the fence. So we've been petting cows and llamas, and this morning was sheep time. So, whoops, do you see this down here? Nope, that's not it. But that red barn is the sheep. And we were down there petting sheep, and then there was also 2 alpacas. One wanted nothing to do with us. The other one was trying to get food, but the sheep definitely like pushed her out of the way. I felt really bad for her. I was able to give her food like a couple times though, so that's exciting. So yeah, Hazel was like little Bo Peep, and she was feeding all the sheep. And once they knew she had a bucket of food, they definitely came running. So there's like pigs and peacocks and all kinds of stuff. And the cow, oh my god, I'm in love with the cow. Well, there's 2 cows, and one of the cows just wants all the scritches. So, and then this morning during petting zoo time, they had a sheep in one of the pens that isn't allowed to be down here. Apparently her front legs are shorter, and they're afraid she would just get bullied by the other sheep, and that's really sad. But she wanted all the love this morning, and I was giving her all the love because apparently the kids wanted nothing to do with her in the little petting zoo. They were chasing the poor ducks. I felt really bad for the ducks. And then they had some like baby goats and stuff, and people were holding them, but I was all about that sheep. She was adorable. Yeah. So rounding up this video, I have a new project that I cast on that I haven't showed you guys yet, and it is a baby blanket because a coworker is having a baby, and I'm a little late to the game here because the baby shower is like in the next couple days, but I'll just mail it to her house for after the baby shower. It's all right. With the pandemic and everything else, she's just been home. She hasn't even been into the new office. So I am doing my go-to blanket, which is crochet. I'm using an H8 5mm, and this is the Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket by Celeste Young. You guys have seen me make this if you have watched my podcast before. And hey, yeah, okay. She's throwing the camper door. Okay, so flies have been crazy around here, and she's eating a cookie. Awesome. We are all so filthy from this farm. We took a walk this morning because we were up super early. Okay, if you're gonna do this, you're out. Goodbye. You're being distracted. Please go away.
I go whoa.
This is true life, but I just want to finish this video. I don't even know if I'm going to have good enough reception to post it today. Guess you'll find out. This yarn is Red Heart Gumdrop, and the colorway is Cherry, and I had 2 balls of this. I'm going to end up using a 3rd color, only because it's not going to be, these 2 balls are not going to be enough. So it's like a 12-pointed star, and you're pretty much doing increases, and that's about it. So here's what I have left. There you go. So that's what I have. Yeah. I don't know much more to say about this other than it's a baby blanket that I've been working on. So Hayes did help me pick out the 3rd color that's going to go on the end, and it does, this is a Caron Simply Soft. Look at my project bag. It's awesome, isn't it? It's just what I had to grab for taking camping. So this has some of this periwinkly color in it. This is a Caron Simply Soft, and the colorway is Berry Blue. But you can see right there, it has that color in it. So the whole outside of the blanket is going to be in this color until I feel like it's big enough. If I haven't already inserted video, I'll insert some video from the farm. And yeah, so we're gonna enjoy the rest of our weekend. They have a really cool, it's a big pool. Not like cool, but it's just big. Nobody was in it yesterday. We went up and we got in for maybe 20 minutes and then it started thundering. And of course, when it starts thundering, they have to kick people out of the pool. We were the only ones in the pool. It was pretty awesome, honestly. So yeah, that's been our life, and I hope everybody's well. Take care of yourselves, make sure you're checking on others, and go pet some sheep. Knit happy, bye. Gettysburg, and there's our camper. So we are camping on a real working farm. It's really awesome. So I'm gonna take you down. Behind us is goats, a pig, turkeys, peacocks, lots of goats. There's horses and donkeys, but I'm gonna walk down to the sheep, which is this way, right down from our camper. That was our camper you were just looking at. Let's walk down to the sheep. And also not a sheep. Hello! I know, scared of people. Let's see your friends. Can we see your friends? All your friends. They're hot. It is so hot today, y'all. It's very hot.